2 people in the room have heard about this update. This was a major update. Updates in the past are penalty-based. If you have bad content, you get a penalty. If you have bad links, you get a penalty. This isn't a penalty-based update. This was an update that was all about what it's like to use a website on one of these. That's why it's called an experience update. You're not getting penalized, but you're getting benefits for doing the right things. Again, because of time, I'm not going to dig into this, but there's a video that I did right there. It's about a 6-minute long video that walks through all of the elements there. Core Web Vitals were included. I'm sure you've heard of that. I've been around for a while. That's largest contentful paint, how long it takes to render the biggest element on the page, how quickly your page loads, does the page shift around, and other experience signals. One of the most important things was that you need to be on a responsive website. It's all about mobile, so that's why responsive is so important. Most people out there are designing websites for what it looks like on desktop, and they know, hey, it's responsive, it'll look okay on mobile too. That's actually the wrong way to think about it. You should be thinking about what it looks like on mobile first. But responsive is really important, which means the technology behind your site is massively important to how you're going to show up in searches. Which also means, now that I'm allowed to not have to play nice, everybody that's on Dealer.com is fucked. Because Dealer.com does not have responsive technology. Remember when we had Betamax versus VHS? Dealer.com chose Betamax and they dug their heels in the sand and they refused to switch. They have what's called adaptive technology. That is not Google friendly now. In fact, I'm going to prove that to you. For everybody that doesn't believe me, I have proof. I had a dealer group that had sites on multiple platforms, and someone at the group level said, this is way too complex. Let's get all of our stores on the same website platform so it's easier for us to only have to know one platform across all the stores. But they had a Subaru site, and Subaru couldn't only be on Dealer.com, so they said, let's just switch everybody to Dealer.com. Now, Search Console, everybody should be familiar with Search Console, but the data in Search Console is very, very limited. By design, Google tries to fool you about a lot of things. We have a tool that was built specifically for us that uses an API to connect to it and get us way more data than what, because Google has the data, it's just not shared in Search Console. What you're about to see is a screen capture from our tool that is using Search Console impression data. So this is showing the phrases that these dealerships were showing up for before and then after the Dealer.com switch. I'm not going to show you yet, but the one on top was a Dealer Inspire site. The one on the bottom was a Dealer On site. Let's see how many people can figure out when they switch to Dealer.com. Now, we're doing SEO for these guys, so we did all the stuff you're supposed to do when you do a platform change. So the content was identical, we set up 301 redirects, we did everything we were supposed to do, but because Dealer.com's technology sucks, they lost a ton of visibility. That's why it's important to pay attention. So now let's move on and talk about on-site signals, the content on your site and how it's optimized. Now, we know customers shop around. Nobody's going to buy a car and go to Google and do a Google search and go, oh, that's the first website I saw, I'm buying from that guy. Right? We know they shop around. In fact, data from Google, the most recent data says people will conduct 25 or 27 sessions before they submit a lead. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to go to your site 27 times. That doesn't even mean they're going to go to 27 dealerships. But in that buying process, they're going to do 27 separate sessions before they buy. So we know they're looking at your competitors. So that means SEO isn't just about do you show up. SEO is about showing up and giving people a reason to remember you so you stand out from the crowd and giving them a reason to come back. And there's the awesome Doctor Strange with the fro. It's like crazy, right? Like how did they, it doesn't even look like the comics. Like what were they even thinking? But SEO shouldn't be, let me give you a bunch of content, cool, you got SEO. It's making you stand out, making you be better, making sure you're unique, right? If you've got the same generic crap that everybody else has, and they're shopping around and they're seeing your competitors, and you look just like everybody else, why would they buy from you? Why would they care? Why would it matter? That's SEO's job, is to make you stand out and be better.